I had a nickel for every time Parker Kligerman has crossed the start-finish line in first place at Daytona in 2025, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Yeah. It's truly just bizarre things happening at Daytona this season when Parker Kligerman is involved. We have some complicated rules we got to break down here. We got some points that count one way, but some other points that count another way. And we have 1.5 winners tonight in the Xfinity race. Connor Zilisch. Let's do the full backstory. Parker Kligerman wins the Truck Series race back in February for Henderson Motorsports. Huge victory for him to win at the World Center of Racing, for him to win such a big race. Truck Series season opener, gets disqualified. Ultimately, the win doesn't count. I think Corey Heim ultimately crossed the line second, so as a result, he ended up getting the win. And Parker Kligerman, heartbroken, had this huge celebration. It was a huge win for Henderson Motorsports, huge win for Kligerman himself, obviously, and it got stripped away for him because they failed post-race inspection. Well, fast forward to August of 2025. Connor Zilisch has been on a tear in the Xfinity Series. He's winning at ovals now. He's continuing to win on the road courses. Let's go to Watkins Glen. Connor Zilisch picks up his 6th win of the season. He's overcome this huge deficit. He missed a race in April after crashing at Talladega and hurting his back. And after this tear he's gone on, he's been able to take the regular season points lead. He has the most wins in the series. He's the hottest driver in the Xfinity Series. Let's see how he celebrates at Watkins Glen. He falls out of the car and breaks his collarbone. What? Okay. So he's already been injured once this year with the back injury at Talladega. Kyle Larson goes on to win the race that Zilisch misses at Texas. In the process of all this, Dale Jr. subbed as the crew chief for a suspended Marty Lindley at Pocono, in which Zilisch won that race. Well, now that Zilisch has a broken collarbone, what are they going to do? Is he going to be able to race? Is he not going to be able to race? And the first race back is Daytona. That's a sketchy race to come back for. Well, Junior Motorsports and Trackhouse, technically, because Zilisch is under contract with Trackhouse. So they came up with a plan. And this master plan by Trackhouse and JRM was that Connor Zilisch would qualify the car. Okay, very quickly it's gone wrong. Qualifying has been rained out. So as a result, they lined the field up by the metric, the oh-so-beautiful metric that's a little bit of a combination of the driver standings, a little bit of the owner standings, and a little bit of the last race result. As a result, Connor Zilisch, because he won the last race, is starting on pole at Daytona. Well, with Daytona being a high-speed track known for a lot of crashes, and Connor Zilisch less than 2 weeks off of a broken collarbone and a surgery to put a plate and some screws in there, JRM opted to not take the risk of having Zilisch get in a wreck and further aggravating or making the injury worse. But he still started the race. And this is where we get into the complicated points things, okay? So here's the rule in NASCAR. If you, the driver, start the race, you get the points. As long as you complete lap 1. I think it's that simple. If you complete 1 lap of the race, you start the race, you take the first green flag of the day, and you go on to complete lap 1, that's it. That's all you got to do. Everything after that goes down in your name with a little asterisk. It's going to get more complicated, I promise you. So Connor Zilisch starts the race. He runs about 10 laps before our first caution, and the JRM Trackhouse master plan was that Connor Zilisch was going to start this race, drop to the rear wherever he qualified or wherever he lined up, and as I said, as a result, it was pole, and he was immediately going to drop to the back under the pace lap, start dead last, and just run dead last until the first caution. It didn't matter if that checkered flag was at stage 1. It didn't matter if it was a turn 1 spin. Connor Zilisch was going to sit in the back, essentially relax. Don't get involved in a wreck. Don't do any risk. Don't do anything. Just sit in last place, mind your business, back off, get yourself credit for the points, and we're going to put Parker Kligerman, the backup driver, the reserve driver, the substitute, whatever you want to call him, we're going to put him in the car under the first caution. Lap 10 hits, there's a caution. I think that was when the rain hit. We had some rain delays. And Parker Kligerman gets in the car, just like the 24 hours at Daytona, just like the 24-hour at Le Mans, other endurance racing you see around the world. It was a standard driver swap. One driver gets out, other driver gets in. Now, with NASCAR not having a lot of driver swaps, they had to do some things differently, I'm sure. They had to switch out seat molds, I think. Obviously, you got to get them buckled back up. You got to get the helmet plugged in. You got to get the window net back up, all while not being lapped. Thankfully, Daytona is a giant track, and the pace laps take a while. So they execute this well. Parker Kligerman's on the lead lap and all this stuff. So as a result, whatever Parker Kligerman does from this point goes to Connor Zilisch's credit, except for playoff points. That is the one complication. So if Parker Kligerman finishes second in stage 2, second in the race, he gets all those points, but they go to Connor Zilisch. Parker Kligerman doesn't get credit for any of it. Connor Zilisch gets credit for it. Well, what happens if Parker Kligerman wins the stage? What happens if Parker Kligerman wins the race? Well, the race win, or the stage win, would go to Connor Zilisch in name, in credit, but the playoff points do not go to Connor Zilisch. Well, guess what happened? Parker Kligerman drives to the front of the field, gets up there late in the race, is able to execute a late race restart with the help of teammate Justin Allgaier, and Parker Kligerman drives the Junior Motorsports number 88 car to victory lane under Connor Zilisch's name. So while Parker Kligerman drove the car, while Parker Kligerman led 12 laps, I mean, perfect example. Parker Kligerman drove the car. Parker Kligerman crossed the start-finish line first, but it says Connor Zilisch. So Connor Zilisch is your winner. Kind of. Do you get my point? It's been 18 years since we last saw this. Denny Hamlin subbed for Eric Almirola in an Xfinity race. If I remember correctly, I think it was Denny who drove the car, but Almirola got credited with the victory. It's very confusing. And it gets more confusing with the playoff point split thing. To simplify this, let's simplify it, okay? Connor Zilisch started the race, so he gets credit for everything that happens. It doesn't matter who's in the car. The car goes on to win the race after Connor Zilisch starts. Connor Zilisch is credited with the victory and all the points that come with it. Asterisk, you don't get the playoff points. And that's what confuses me the most, is that, look, I'm fine with the whole, whoever starts the race gets the credit for the win and the points and all that. But why are we splitting the playoff points from the regular points? That just adds another layer of complexity and confusion that we don't need. This is why people get confused by the playoffs, amongst other things. Why are we separating them? Why are we categorizing which points count and which ones don't? Now, that hurts my brain. Why would we not fully commit one way? Am I crazy for thinking this? Why would we not fully commit and say Connor Zilisch starts the race? Every single thing that Parker Kligerman does in the 88 car for the rest of the race goes to Connor Zilisch. Regular season points, stage points, the win, the trophy, or I guess they can split the trophy. Split the trophy? I don't know if that's the right way to put it. But you get my point. They can all go to Connor Zilisch. But then we have the playoff points over here, and they don't go to Connor Zilisch. What? That's confusing. Outside of that, there was a big wreck on the last lap. There was a big wreck with 8 laps to go, typical Daytona stuff. But as I said, more rules, complications than NASCAR. So, as I said, Connor Zilisch credited with the victory, but Parker Kligerman drove to the victory. And for Parker Kligerman, it's such a cool story because Parker Kligerman has come so close. If he had started this race, this would have been his first Xfinity Series win. He's won a few truck races in his career. Of course, you know, the heartbreak the last time he was at Daytona with winning the truck race, getting that win stripped from him due to inspection. And then he comes to Daytona as the relief driver. He comes in the car, 10 laps in, however many laps it was, drives it to victory. He himself drove it to victory. First time with Josh Williams as a spotter. First time in the 88 car. I mean, I don't know if he's been with Williams as a spotter, but first time this year, I'll go with that. First time with the 88 car. First time with this team. First time with this group. Not a lot of prep time, I would assume. Apparently, he was supposed to be on a vacation in Italy right now. And with such little prep time, with such little time with this group, with this team, he drives it to victory. He drives his butt off, has a great drive, has a great day, puts himself in position, and then executes when it matters. And he finally wins, but it's not going to count for him. I wish there was some way to give the statistic, at least partially, to Kligerman, or have some little editor's note that says Connor Zilisch credited with the win because he started the race. Or you don't even have to put that much. You can just put Connor Zilisch, and you can put a little bit of a note under it. Parker Kligerman drove the car to victory. Somehow, can we get a statistic in there? Is that asking for too much? But yes, more complications. Connor Zilisch wins his 7th race of the season. The 88 car wins its 8th race of the season. I think Kim Kuhn said it on broadcast. This is the 4th different driver crew chief combo to win in this car this year. Very odd stat. I mean, Larson, Kligerman, Zilisch, Marty Lindley, Dale Earnhardt Jr. It's too late at night for me to be thinking this much. It's too late at night for me to be doing this much math. If I do any more math, oh no, that sounds scary. But it's a JRM 1-2-3 with Zilisch, Kligerman finishing first, Allgaier second, Sammy Smith third. Austin Hill, so good at these super speedways. He led a good chunk of this race. Ended up being involved in that last lap crash. And then RCR teammate Jesse Love, who won the most recent race here back in the spring. Once again, RCR dominates these super speedways. That's why I'm noting them. He ends up finishing 5th. Other notable finishers, Dean Thompson in 7th, Brendan Poole in 8th, Garrett Smithley in 9th, Ryan Ellis in 10th. What a closeout to the top 10. Great job by those guys. Great stories there. That's awesome for them. These results are unofficial. I think they're still in the process of reviewing the wreck at the last lap. I mean, it wrecked everyone but like the top 6. But kind of a wacky night at Daytona. We had some rain. We had some different leaders. We had some heartbreak with Ryan Sieg. We had, we didn't really have much controversy, so that's nice, I think. But then we had this whole confusion. Who really won the race? Was it Parker Kligerman? Was it Zilisch? I like to think of it as a combined effort. I also thought it was hilarious that Kligerman in his celebration, he went up to hug Zilisch, and he did like a little light tap over the left shoulder, the one that he hurt. I thought that was funny. And then Kligerman back in the spring when he won at Daytona, he planted the flag, and that was like his big thing. He went to do it again, and he broke the flag. So confusing night at Daytona, I guess. But thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow we might get the Cup race. There's a chance of rain, and that could ruin everything. So hopefully it doesn't rain, because as I said, that would ruin everything. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to try to get some sleep at some point, and we'll see you tomorrow for Daytona and some announcements. There's some media announcements, some team announcements. Should be